You read that it fell. Ignore my glitter packaging. I come packing, crafting.
Hello, and thank you so much for joining me here on SewStitchHex. I'm Academia, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Volume 2 of Kimi ni Todoke. I love Kimi ni Todoke. My girls, Yano and Yoshida. This book is by Karuho Shiina, and I'm going to read the back for you guys. If you want to check out Volume 1, I will link it down below. And I'll link where you can buy this one if you're interested. If you've read it, please feel free to write in the comments or comment on my commentary. That's perfectly fine too. If you think I said it wrong, go ahead, tell me. I have a different opinion than you. That's perfectly fine because I'm going to vibe with what they say differently. Okay. The back says, Sabako Kiranuma is the perfect heroine for a horror movie. With her jet black hair, sinister smile, and silent demeanor, she's often mistaken for Sadako, the haunting movie character from the Ringu series, or The Ring, Samara in America. Rumors start flying about Sadako's new friends, claiming that Yano's been around the block, and Yoshita's a former gang member. And the source of all this tattle? Sadako herself. Will Sadako retreat to her former life as a loner because of a simple misunderstanding? Yeah, so I failed to mention, she likes to teach, and she taught the whole class in the previous volume, some stuff before they had the midterm, so she ends up being the good luck charm in this book. But in this one, it picks up right where we left off, where they were trying to figure out who started this rumor that Chizu or Yoshida beat up like every guy in her class, which wasn't necessarily wrong, because she does like to roughhouse, and she is kind of not a delinquent, but she is kind of a tomboy. She will fight you. That's fine. And that Yano slept with over 100 guys, or was with over 100 guys in middle school. And this is where Yano becomes, like, the first I decide that she is my girl. I love Yano. The manga says it differently than the anime. I'm going to say both, because both are legendary. She's like, as if there are 100 guys who I'd even go out with. If there are, bring them here and I'll check them out. In the anime, she's like, as if there are 100 guys that could satisfy me. If there are, bring them here. I'll grade them. Like, oh girl. Kills me. Dead. Done. Yano is a legend. Gives no shits. She is a legend. It gives me that, like, yeah, you didn't bring 100 soldiers. I brought 100 soldiers. You brought civilians. Let's be real. Like, gives me that kind of vibe. Like, I don't even care. Like, bring it here. Like, nah, I'll show you I could. I'm not afraid. Just the same vibe. It's a vibe. That's where I fell in love with Yano, is right there. Because that's just like a moment. But this whole volume is essentially just misunderstandings, because they think that Sadako did it, and she wouldn't have said anything like that. But the rumor here is that either Chizu and Yano are like part of her gang, and she has Kazehaya as like under her thumb, like she's got him wrapped around her finger, even though she does have him wrapped around her finger, but not on her fault. That's just he's purely like crushing hard on her, which is fine. They're so cute. But the rumor is that she's doing this to try and get popular, but she wants to put down those around her so that she can stay in charge. But that's not her vibe anyway. She's just a good person, and she's just really sweet. So when they confront her about it, they're like, she's innocent. She's a pure sweet thing. They're like, not like, she's not going to be mean. Well, what happens is they want to investigate to find out if that should be right. So they want to go up and ask her directly. But it gets totally twisted because of more misunderstandings. So you have the rumor where they think she's talking shit about them when she's not. And Kazehaya kind of stays out of it. And it's mostly the girls that are talking. The girls are constantly, like, around her, are constantly telling these rumors about Chizu and Yano. They're also constantly like, you know, Kazehaya and Sadako are hanging out a lot. I thought he turned her down, which if you really watch the first episode or read the first story in the first volume, if anything, it looks like Sawako rejected Kazehaya-kun. There was no relationship request there. It wasn't meant to be a let's go out kind of thing, but it's got that energy, and if it did, she would have rejected him. Like, that's the energy you got from the relationship, because really she was trying to shut down the rumors that they were in a relationship or there was any relationship there, because she didn't want to mess up his reputation, which is her whole deal. She doesn't want to cause anyone any problems. But everyone thought she was shut down. So everyone's just discussing, like, well, why are they hanging out if he broke up or if he rejected her? They're like, maybe not. And that's the whole vibe of rumors directly to Sadako, and the rumors going around about Yoshida and Yano. So, real time, someone goes up and they're like, I'm glad you've made some friends. Who were they again? Yano-san and Yoshida-san? Oh, we're not friends. And they're standing right there. But Pin comes up and is like, come with me. I gotta ask you some questions about sports. Because Chizu's in all the sports. I mean, Yano is too. I think she's really good at volleyball, but I don't know what her main sport is. But they're like, I really wanted to know what that was going to say. But they get pulled away, so they don't know. But what she actually says is, I get the feeling that they really like each other. Presumptuous of me to say I'm their friend, but I really like those two. If I could be friends with them, that would be so wonderful. If that day should come. And she's like, that'd make me the happiest in the world. So she doesn't consider herself friends with them because they haven't explicitly said, yo, you my hoe. Come on now. If they haven't told her that they're good, she just assumes that they're like acquaintances. They're on good terms, but they're not friends because she thinks you have to have that invitation to be a friend, which is a vibe. That's a mood. Same. Like, you can be like, well, I know them. You're only my friend if I can, like, know that you're my friend. So, and even then, it's kind of questionable sometimes because anxiety. Well, she goes to class and she sees them and they immediately look absolutely, like, distraught. And she's like, okay, like, what's up? And they're like, we like you, Sadako. How do you feel about us? Do you like us? And she's like, truthfully, like isn't, rather than like, sure, I get it. Fine. I get it. Sadako, sorry we bothered you. And then she's just sad. She doesn't know how to express. She's like, we like you. They understood? Is that, did they understand? She's like, I should be feeling happy, but she doesn't think they understood because they didn't. She doesn't like them. She doesn't know how to say she loves them. She loves them. She's like, yeah, I just met you, but like, I love you guys so much. You're like my first girlfriends. I've never had friends, and this is fantastic. But she can't just say that because that's hard. And to her, she's like, I don't like you. It's more than like, but she didn't get to that part. And they just assumed that they knew what she said. I can tell from their backs, Yano-san and Yoshida-san aren't happy. And that makes me sad. She goes to the bathroom and hears people, like, talking about the rumors. Don't Yano and Yoshida-san realize it? And Kazehaya, too? This is all because Sadako is hanging around them. Yeah, Kazehaya. If he keeps hanging around her, he's going to lose his popularity. Just like Yano and Yoshida. And so now she's brokenhearted. She's like, it's all my fault that they're not going to be popular. So she tries to cut everyone out. And everyone's like, do you think she actually made up those rumors? We need to ask her. So instead of trying to talk it out with anybody, ask how anyone feels, she just walks on by. Cold-shouldered, cold turkey, cuts them off. And everyone's upset. They're like, did I do something to hurt your feelings? Like, what's going on, bro? And she's just like, no. And it's just a very emotional volume, because most of this volume, they're like, I thought I was important to her, but she's not talking to me. And she's like, it's my fault that there are rumors about her. They were so kind to me. And she's over here like, instead of causing trouble, I really wanted to be able to help everyone, but I can't clear up the misunderstanding about those two. Even if I find the person who's spreading the rumors and clear up the misunderstanding, if I'm around them, more rumors are bound to circulate and hurt them again. Hurting such kind people, I might be able to clean up their misunderstandings, but how do I console Yano-san and Yoshida-san, who are hurt now? So I should go back to the way it was before and just stay away from everyone. But she's having a full-on breakdown because this is her first friend. This is high school. Emotions are high. Hormones are everywhere. She doesn't know how to process cutting out her only friends. And Kaze Hayakun is just not having it. He's sitting here waiting on her. Catch me outside. Like, he's like, she gets full-on breaks down. So she walks up, right? And she's like, I just wanted to be near him. I just wanted him to talk to me. I just wanted him to not avoid me. I can't say, don't talk to me. After all, I can't say something I don't feel. He's like, what? Like, what? Where was this coming from? Like, come on, explain. Step back. Give me some insight. I'm patient. I'll figure this out with you, but you got to work with me here. He's like, I'm sorry if you become unpopular. I just want to be near you no matter what. He's like, wait, Kirinuma, explain it to me. I don't understand. He really does have the most patience. Most kids would have been like, okay, this is too much drama. Deuces, bro. But she's like, if you hang around me, you become unpopular. Unpopular? Who said that? The rumors, popularity, rumors, that has nothing to do with what I want. And like, this is the moment where my brain just goes into like fantasy mode where he's just like, all I want is you, Kirinuma. You're like, all I want is you, Sawako. And he can't say her name. It's too much for him. So he would have just been like immediately on the ground. So, so it's absolutely hilarious. But no, what really happens, he's like, that has nothing to do with what I want. That's not for you to decide, Kirinuma. It's for me to decide. I'm gonna do what I want to do. If I want to talk to you, I will. If I don't want to talk to you, I wouldn't be standing here right now. I thought that if I was around, I would cause everyone problems. That's what she's thinking. And you see him, he's over here being all cute and stuff. Blushing. I'm blushing. And yet, who cares about some stupid rumors? The Kirinuma I see is the real Kirinuma. The thing I was searching for. People like Yano-san and Yoshida-san and Kaze Hayakun. I've always admired people like them. That feeling of being liked. That feeling of liking someone. My emotions are always stirred by Kaze Hayakun's words. So, like, she had a full breakdown over deciding on her own not to talk to her friends because there were rumors being spread. Which the rumors are being spread by, like, a total bitch. So, like, can't trust her as far as you could throw her. And she's kind of skinny. And on average, I think she's really short. Without giving away who it is, I want to see how short she is. Because I bet you I could throw her for a really long distance. Well, if I see her in here, I'll tell you how far I could throw her. But if she's anything like our main girls... They weigh like barely 100 pounds. I know I could throw her probably a good bit. I could throw her. Could do it. And she's a bitch. She deserves. She gets better. No one gets super mad at her. Like, it doesn't get super dramatic. But someone needs to kick her ass at some point. Like, she really needs someone to kick her ass. She's too fake for someone not to cause her some problems. Because she's causing everyone in this world problems. So basically, she breaks down crying. They get over it. And then he's such a sweetie pie. And they just become good. And he's like, if Kirinuma has anything to do with me, she'll become unpopular. And we stayed away from you. No, I want to be with you. Yeah. Yoshida and Yano probably feel the same way. In the end, it depends on the other person's feelings. I don't know how Yoshida and Yano feel. If someone started ignoring me or avoiding me for some unknown reason, it'd make me feel insecure too. At least I would feel insecure. I'm sorry. No, absolutely not. Don't ever do it again. That's just like one of those no bratting anymore kind of moments. It's just too cute for me. I really adore him. He is the most precious young man. Someone who was upset because I avoided them. And he's like, so she's basically realizing that she made the wrong call because she has no social skills. So she basically has to go track them down. And they're just super upset. They're like, why didn't you just say you liked us, Sadako? What did you mean by saying sorry, Sadako? Like, why couldn't you have told us what you felt? Well, why did you stop her early? You know she struggles with her words. Everyone's a little bit at fault here. Mostly that bitch who started the rumors. But I digress. So, she goes, they're sitting there talking. They're like, we haven't talked to Sadako about the important stuff, have we? I mean, Sadako doesn't know that we're thinking these things. And we don't know the meaning behind her saying sorry about her not being our friend. Do you like us? Like isn't. If only we had heard the rest of that conversation. What did she tell them? Like, what did she say? Why did she say that we weren't her friends? At first, I thought she was the type we'd never have anything to do with. And now all we're doing is thinking about her. That's so true. How much more will she torment with us before she's through? Stressing about Sadako like this tells us how much we already like her. I said that it would be kind of hard to answer whether we thought we were friends with Sadako, but this is already a friendship. After all, we're stressing about Sadako so much. They both can't come up to each other talking about how terrible they look. They see each other and they're just like... So they know that she cares. They walk up to each other and they're just like, you look like you haven't slept a wink. You look like you've been crying for hours. And it's just kind of hilarious because they know she cares. Because they had that cute study session in the last one and it actually helped everyone. So she made like a baller study notebook for Chizu. And it even said, to Yoshida-san, main study points, which is going to help her a ton because she kind of needs the help. No offense to Chizu. She's not the sharpest pencil, but that's okay. That's okay. You don't got to be the sharpest pencil. If you're a pencil, you're good. So they realize, like, they know they're friends with her. They're like, if we'd have been asked, we might have said we don't know. But we know because this has got us tore up. And they know she cares because why would she do that? So they actually go to her and they're like, but the one that she's got Yano and Yoshida backing her up. Well, it seems lately that there's a misunderstanding. So what happened is Sawako goes into the bathroom and hears them talking shit. And she's like, that's not true. And they're like, shut up. What do you mean you know? They're like, that delinquent and the slut. And you see her like, this just got serious. When they said the delinquent and the slut, that got serious. And it cuts to Kazahaya-kun finding out that there's a fight in the girls' restroom. And they're like, oh, shh. And they're like, Kiranuma is doing her best to clear up those rumors. They find out about it. And of course, it's in the ladies' room. So the only people that can go in there of their friend group, because you got Kazahaya-kun, Ryu, Yano, and Chizu, the only ones that can go in there are the two girls. So they book it. They're like, we gotta back her up. That's our girl. Like, I don't care that she hasn't been talking to us. We are gonna take it up. Gonna fight for her. We are got to help her. So they bust up in there. And they're like, what you said earlier, take it back. And like, I'm picturing like a mouse coming up against a gang because that's what it's really happening in here. And they're like, excuse me? You've misunderstood. What you said isn't true. And she's holding her hand because she put her hand on the wall behind her. Like, they're about to fight. Yano and Yoshida aren't like that. If you say things like that about them, they'll be hurt. Shove. And the anime makes it look absolutely ridiculous because they shove her and it's like, and it's like a gentle, like, feather fall. But it's supposed to be so much more dramatic, but they definitely fall, like, light as a feather. And they're like, who are you to say that they're kind or that will hurt their feelings? That Yoshida was a troublemaker and that Yana was a slut. You're the one who said all of that. Like I said, you were the one who spread all that smack about them. And she's like, me? And they're like, the girls are shouting outside, oh, she just got shoved, oh. You can just hear them and they're like, fight, fight. Like, they're not yelling fight, but you can feel the vibe. And the girls are like, out of our way. We're about to break it up. They show up in there and they see her, one of the girls got their foot on Sawako's chest, and they're like, you don't have to leave me alone, so take it back. What, you're still saying? All of it is wrong. You all don't understand anything. You don't know what you're talking about. They're like, it's because you tried so hard. I'm glad it worked out for you. Just memories of them being super sweet. This is for you. Drink it. You're all wet. Here, use my sweats. They weren't being nice to get a laugh. When I was an outcast, they weren't afraid of me, and they didn't avoid me. They were so nice to me. They treated me with so much kindness. You don't know anything about how much Yano-san and Yoshida-san mean to me. Like isn't enough to express it. I adore them so much. I admire them so much. And then they step in, come into the save the day, rescue my girl. Yoshida, you're coming to her rescue after she spread rumors about you? It wasn't Sadako. Sadako wouldn't do that. If I say so, that's good enough. So get out of here. And they're like, because now the person that they believe is a massive thug just popped up in there. And they're like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever. And then they get out of there. And the girls are both like, look, it doesn't matter about the rumors. We know you care. And it means a lot that you tried to stop it. But you really shouldn't have done that alone. And I'm sorry that we haven't been talking. She's like, I just didn't want you to lose your cool and not be popular anymore. They're like, I couldn't give up on you, Yano-san and Yoshida-san, because I was around you. Those awful rumors started, but even though you might be hurt again, even then, I just couldn't give up. You couldn't give us up? When you were hurt, I didn't know how to reach out to you, but I wanted to be with you, like how we are right now. No more. I wanted to be even more friendly with you. If there should ever be another misunderstanding, no matter how many times it happens, I will make things right. And then they're just standing there. Everyone's getting ready to tear up. You see Chizu starting to blush. You see Yano starting to blush. They're about to cry. I want to be friends with you, Yano-san and Yoshida-san. Sadako, did you think that we were hurt because of that? Did you think that by being with us, you were hurting us, and yet you still wanted to be with us? Sadako, we were hurting because of that. And then they hug her. And she's like, I fell on the ground. I'm dirty. And then they just hug her, and they just make up, and they're all happy again. They're like, God, you told us everything we were going to ask. I feel ashamed that we even doubted you. And then they group hug, and then that's when Pin shows up to try to break up the fight that isn't happening anymore. And then we get to see just that everyone got it figured out. So essentially this volume was just all the misunderstandings from the end of volume 2 exploded. Just everyone avoiding everyone because they don't want to hurt someone. And then nobody wants to ask for clarification or have the patience to get her to explain what she means when she says it. And so I really like this one. This is a really good volume. It's very emotional. It shows that they've actually bonded and they're forming real relationships. And it shows how important it is to get clarification and have true understanding. That you can't just go off of what you hear from others. You can't just trust in rumors, hearsay, and you should get clarification. If you only hear part of a conversation that you weren't even in, you don't know the context, you don't know the truth. And I really like the lesson that it teaches here, and I really like how cute this volume is. So if you'd like it, I'll leave it down in the description below. If you've read it, please let me know. Feel free to watch it. I find that the anime is very similar to the manga. It's very good. I greatly enjoy it. And I will see you here next time. Have a wicked evening. Bye! They're like, my emotions by Kazahai.